In one of our previous videos, we looked at how you can upload files from your device to BuildShip Storage by using BuildShip's new upload file trigger. In that video, we saw how we can use a REST API client like Hopscotch or Postman to post an image file to our workflow, in which turn our workflow uploaded that file to the BuildShip storage of our project, and then we return the download URL of the uploaded image. That video was a good introduction to the BuildShip file upload trigger, but today we're going to be looking at a more practical use case. In this video, we're going to explore how you can upload an image from your FlutterFlow apps to BuildShip storage, and we're also going to show how you can display the uploaded image. So be sure to check out our previous video where we went through in depth how the BuildShip file upload trigger works. Let's get straight to it. We'll start by creating a brand new FlutterFlow app, and we'll call this project Image Uploader, and we'll just go with a blank app template for now, and we'll click create. And here's our empty slate application. If we want, we can change the page title. Let's just say Image Uploader. Now let's think a bit about what we want our app to do. So we want to have a button, and when we click on that button, we want to bring up the file uploader panel so that we can choose a file from our computer to upload. In this case, we're going to be uploading an image, and then we're also going to want to display the uploaded image. So to begin this process, we'll add an image element, and we can resize it if we want. Beautiful. Now, the next thing we want to do is add a button. This will be our image upload button, so let's rename it to that. Great. Before we add the upload media action to our button, let's first register our BuildShip API call. We'll head over to the API calls page, and here we'll define a new API call. We'll just select create API call. For the name, we'll enter BuildShip image upload. Next, we need to specify the method type and API URL. For the API URL, we'll go back to our BuildShip workflow. Again, this is the workflow we went through in the previous video. And because we've already shipped this workflow, we can just copy the endpoint URL. And note that the HTTP method is set to post. So we'll go back to FlutterFlow. We'll paste the API URL here, and we'll change the method type to post. Now we need to switch over to the body tab, and we can set the body type of the API call. So because we're going to be uploading an image to the BuildShip workflow, we need to set this to multi-part. And then we'll switch over to the variables tab, and we'll add a new variable here. And we'll call the name image, and we'll set the type to uploaded file. And that's all we need to do. At this point, we can now add our new BuildShip API call. Now we can return to the previous screen, and let's start configuring the media upload action for our image upload button. So first, make sure the button is selected, and on the properties panel, we'll go to actions. Let's bring up the action flow editor. Where it says select actions, you'll want to search for upload, and you want to select upload save media. And for the media source, we'll select gallery, and we only want to allow photo for this demo. Currently, the BuildShip file upload trigger only supports one upload at a time. So make sure you have allow multiple images disabled. One useful option to enable here is show snap bar. This will provide indication to the user whether the image is still uploading. And now we want to add a follow-up action to post the uploaded media to our BuildShip workflow. Let's add a new action, and then here search for API call. And now we can select the API call we previously added. Now, if you remember, we previously configured this API call to send one variable. So let's select add additional variable. We know the variable name is set to image. Then we just need to supply the value, which we'll get from the widget state. And this will be the uploaded low-code file. Just hit confirm. We're almost done setting up the action for our upload button. And the last thing we'll do here is to provide a nice UI experience for the user. What we want to do is show them a success message if the image upload was successful. Otherwise, we'll show them a failure message. If the upload succeeded, we'll add a new action, and we want to search for snap bar. We'll select show snap bar, and for the message, we'll enter image uploaded successfully. Okay, if we scroll down, then we can leave the background color to the secondary color, and that's all we need to do here. But if for some reason the image upload failed, we want to show a failure message. So we'll do the same thing. We'll add an action, and we'll search for snack bar. We'll add it. And then for the value, we'll just enter failed to upload image. If we scroll down a bit, this time we want to change the background color and we want to select the error color. Now we're done setting up the button action, so we can close this screen. And the final thing for us to do is to display the uploaded image on this same screen. And we're going to show it on the image widget we previously added. Make sure to select the image widget and then scroll down on the properties panel to where it says image type and make sure network is selected. And instead of always displaying this hard-coded image, we want to show the image returned from our API call action. To begin, select the icon next to path and search for action. And from here, we'll select the API response action output. For the response options, we'll set it to JSON body. Remember that in our BuildShip workflow, after we've uploaded the image to the BuildShip storage, we return the download URL, but we return it inside of a JSON object. And this object contains one field, which is download URL, and this field maps to the publicly accessible URL of the image we just uploaded. With that in mind, let's head back to FlutterFlow, and where it says available options, we want to select JSON path. As we just saw, our BuildShip workflow returns a JSON object that contains a download URL field. So we'll enter that as a JSON path, we'll enter a dot, and then we'll enter download URL for the path. So after our API call to the BuildShip workflow resolves, we will get back a JSON object. And in this JSON object, we have a field called download URL, which maps to the publicly accessible URL that we can use to display the image. The last thing we'll do here is enter a default image to display. And here we'll paste the URL of a random image and we'll hit confirm. Great. Now what you're seeing here is the default image we just entered. And now we're at the exciting part where we can put all of the work we've done to the test. Let's run our app in test mode. And here we have our gorgeous app running. Now let's upload an image and we'll just select a random image and we'll upload it. And fingers crossed this should work. But oh no, it looks like it's not working. Let's head over to BuildShip and take a look at the logs and see if we get any error message. And you can see that our workflow is failing, but that's okay. We probably just forgot to configure something on the FlutterFlow side. So let's fix that. Let's terminate the current test session and we'll head back to FlutterFlow. Now let's try to figure out what's causing the error in BuildShip. It probably has to do something with how we configured our API call. So let's start there and let's see if we missed anything out. So let's head over to body. And indeed we did. We forgot to set the parameters we want to send in the body. So let's add this parameter. We'll call it image. For the value source, we want to set it to from variable. And we've previously created this variable and we called it image. Let's save these changes and let's run our app again in test mode. And this time around, it should work. So let's upload an image again. We'll select the same one. And ta-da, it works. Well, that was fun. If we go back to BuildShip, we can see this time we're not getting an error message. Instead, we're getting a success message. And that's how you can upload not only images, but any type of files you want to BuildShip, where all of this is made possible with BuildShip's new upload file trigger. Keep in mind that for this demo, we're uploading the file to the BuildShip storage that comes with every BuildShip project. And you can actually view all of the files you upload here if you go to settings and then storage. And here's a list of all the files we've uploaded to this BuildShip storage bucket. We look forward to hearing how you'll use the upload file trigger in your own projects. And we're equally happy to hear of any feedback you might have. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel because boy, do we have some exciting content coming soon that you're not going to want to miss out on. That's all for now, and we look forward to seeing you in the next videos.